Hey,
Oh, hola.
did you miss us? We're back. That's right. It's another Thursday, another Carvers and Creators. Welcome. This is a weekly demonstration and discussion with pumpkin carvers, sculptors, and multi-talented artists from around the world. First, we ask that you give us a like and a follow on the platform you're watching us on. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, and if you have any questions for the carvers and our special guest. Let's meet the carvers. Let's do it. First, he's an artist and sculptor from Boston, Massachusetts. He was a judge on season 3 of Outrageous Pumpkins on the Food Network. It's Paul Dever. Welcome.
Hey, happy Thursday. Good to be back, everybody.
Happy Thursday to you too.
Hey.
Next is a multimedia sculpture artist from Tucson, Arizona, and a finalist on season 9 of Halloween Wars on the Food Network. It's Matt Harper. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello. Welcome and hello.
Hello. Our guest tonight is a sculptor and filmmaker from San Diego, California. Please welcome the very talented Peter Murphy. Welcome.
Oh, man, I used to be young once.
You were a child back then.
Yeah. That's great.
We're so glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Michael Mondragon.
Yeah, thank you.
Show, moderating comments and chiming in from time to time. Oh, yeah.
Doesn't get old. Look at that photo.
Oh, stop.
See, Pete, we get older and Mick just stays the same.
Yeah, he's getting younger.
Wow, it's amazing. Fantastic work, sir.
Yes,
Mick,
yes.
Mick is AI. He's completely AI.
Yes. My Photoshop skills are on display right here.
Yeah.
Let's check out our sculpts. Get this from 3 weeks ago. Paul, the subject was painfully happy aquatic character, and you brought this to Monsterpalooza. It was on display.
I did. I brought this painfully happy little pain in the ass along in the suitcase. Yeah, it's a happy fish, I suppose.
It got so much. It got so many actual likes when people walk by it. Like not just likes, you know, on the social media. But people walked by it and they dug it, especially when it was in the vessel, in the water, because it looked like it should be in a tank, and it was just perfect that way. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it sat well in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. But what do you think of it?
I don't hate it.
Okay.
It's cute, right? It's like a cutesy little painfully happy aquatic. I don't know. You know how I feel about some of these things. It looked. Yeah. I think it looked better underwater. It looked more like when we had it in the container at the show. It fit. So yeah,
it's really well.
It's okay.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I feel like you're pulling our chain right now. It looks fantastic. Everybody loves it.
Yeah. Not everybody. I heard some little kid go, "It sucks," and I was like, "Where's that little kid?" He disappeared.
He ran away. By the way, as soon as he's gone.
Get too close, I'll bite his ear off.
Or carve him off.
Carve his ear off. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Matt, awesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
I was doing. I had a big long. It was like this one. It was this big long tall guy, and I kept struggling with how do you make a fish unless I carved it that direction out of something like that. So I struggled with it, but I wanted to make like a. Anyway, there he is.
It looks like an aquatic avatar.
Yes. He's got frills and gills and all kinds of crap going on. But yeah, it was fun.
Super cool.
Well, yours also look really cool, like from different angles as well. So it's like that's another part of this as well.
Yeah, and the painfully part, you can't really see it very well on this thing, but the painfully happy is if you look close on the corners of his mouth, it was like pinned up there like this, like it was like pinned, so he was like stuck. So it with like a couple of staples or pins or something like that. So that was it's hard to capture in one straight on photo. So I panicked and I threw it over the back wall.
So it's like a twist. You did a twist on the idea. Really, really good. Yeah.
I twisted it. It's not right.
Painfully happy.
The pain part was exactly,
Way to reframe it. Nicely done.
Forced to be happy.
Still happy though.
Yes.
Whether he likes it or not.
Exactly.
Well, I work in pixels and vectors, and then here's my album cover. I had actually forgot that I actually had done this. It had been so long ago, but I threw this to and there's a lot of layers here.
This is Paul's. I see the band Fish. I see the Gorton's Fisherman. I see Fish from Barney Miller.
Yes.
I see the Nirvana Kid in the Water.
Right.
Mickey, holy crap.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's
Is
a
that
lot.
the Gordon's Fisherman in there as well?
Yes. Wow. The Gordon's Fisherman.
I trust him. I trust the Gordon. So good. Holy crap.
Wow. Well, thank you. I'd actually forgotten that I had done this, and I pulled it up. I'm like, oh yeah, this was this, and then I just did a little touch up today on it. So that's the advantage of doing it all in pixels and vectors. But thank you very much. Yeah, this is always a great challenge with the wheel. But Peter, you have not been formally introduced. Let me introduce you to the fourth member of Carvers and Creators, responsible for our carving subject tonight. It is the hollow wheel, the center spinner, and as always, Paul will tell you more about it right now.
Happy Thursday, kids. We're back. Took a little time off to go to Monster Palooza, recharge the batteries, and here we are, back in front of this damn thing that always gives us anxiety. So, Pete, meet the wheel. This, we're going to spin twice. The first time we spin it, it's going to give us our character, and the second time we spin it, will give us the emotion or attribute we're going to try and apply to it. So, this week's choices will be Goblin, Rodent, guest choice, so have one ready, Thug, Skeletal, Punk Rock, Alien, Classic Monster, Aquatic, or Demon. Second spin will be Bummed Out, Exhausted, guest choice once again, Euphoric, Robust, Painfully Happy, Furious, Jovial, Flirty, or Dismal. What are the odds it lands on a painfully happy aquatic creature?
90%.
Pretty good.
99%. All right, are we ready? Here we go.
Do it.
Punk rock.
All right.
Okay, well, I can take that.
All right. And let's see what our punk rocker is. Bummed Out.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
Bummed out.
Oh my goodness. Bummed Out punk rocker.
That's a piece of cake. Or squat. Or
Is it though? Is it though?
No, it's not.
That's a stretch. Huh.
Bummed Out punk rocker.
Bummed Out punk rocker.
All right.
Wow.
Put it in the chat. And it is committed. And
So it shall be.
It shall be.
Let the anxiety percolate. How's that?
Yes. So if you're carving or creating with us tonight, we're going to give you 5 minutes to get your tools together, get situated, and we're gonna who let the dogs out? Indeed. But we're also going to go around the horn and see what our carving oil is for tonight. I'm going to start with Pete. What are you drinking tonight?
Me. I'm drinking a Lagunitas IPA.
There you go.
So yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you.
We'll see how that goes. Oh no, it's just I'm having a little
the lag
choppy audio thing happening. So
all good. Lagunitas IPA. Duly noted.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got?
Fantastic stuff.
You scared the hell out of me, Nick. Okay, I got a La Cumbrie Brewing Company.
Yep.
Vivid Wild Hazy IPA. I just think the can looks really cool. So.
Oh yeah. The Cumbria is out of New Mexico.
Yeah, and I've had this before, but the only reason I like it is hazy IPA. I don't even like IPAs or hazy IPAs for that matter, but I like these less than more than I like the other ones or something. Anyway.
Okay.
I hate
very
them
good.
less.
And
So,
very good.
Go for it.
Nice. Paul, what do you got?
Mine is a last second find. Just before leaving for the airport, getting a cup of coffee in a little cafe around the corner from the hotel, They also sold beer for some reason. And it was 8, 9 in the morning. And it's from Paperback Brewing. You ever heard?
I have. I'm very familiar with it.
Okay, so Paperback Brewing, and I just couldn't resist the can or the name. It's the sexiest of all the sea shall take no prisoners, and it's called Pirate Bouteille.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So when I went up to the counter, she was just like, the croissant in the beer. Would you like me to open the beer? I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yes, Paperback is one of our favorites.
Really?
They do the bunny with a chainsaw, and they also do Road Rage on the 405. Communist Poodles from, Communist Poodles from Connecticut, I think, is one of theirs. They're super creative, and their artwork is immaculate.
Oh, it was awesome. I couldn't choose, and I only had so much room in the suitcase, so
yes,
this made the journey home.
Fantastic. Nicely done. Nicely done. Well, my beer tonight is actually a gifted beer from one Monique Hawk, who we saw at Monsterpalooza. She brought us some great San Diego craft beer, and this is from Brewery West. This is the Picnic Lightning, and it's a hazy IPA. They always have really amazing artwork as well. So looks a bit Oingo Boingo-ish.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah, so great beer, great times, and we'll be definitely talking more about Monsterpalooza, which we saw Pete at, and we saw a lot of our great friends that are in the chat as well. So cheers to our creations tonight. Thank you for joining us, and let's start out really quickly. I know that you guys have something special that you guys wanted to promote.
Yes.
Would you like to go for it?
Yeah, I mean, Paul, either one of us can talk about this, but man, it's we're thankful we ran into to our buddy Ken Banks, who you guys probably all have Ken's tools. Thanks for the logo. Mickey, look at you. We got a chance to run into him and picked up a couple of really awesome tools from him. In fact, Paul and I both use these pretty regularly. One of my favorites that I use, like, people ask how many tools do you have? I'm like, hundreds, and I use about 3 or 4 of them, and one of them is his. Right. So I couldn't be happier that we ran into Ken. And if anybody's an amateur, clearly with clay, he's a big name, but it certainly works really well on pumpkins too. So I would definitely pick up or check out Ken's tools. They're awesome. They're really, really, really quality tools. And we break a lot of tools, and these are really good.
Sure. Yeah. No. You know what? Just to tag on what you said, clay sculptors and a majority of people use Ken's tools, right? And it's because they come with pre-raked, in my opinion, especially for pumpkin sculpting. This is way sharper than the rakes that I put on my own tools. So I love to just get a tool that's already ready to go and be able to dig in. So I'm a huge fan of these guys, especially around Halloween, because you get a bigger surface on some of these tools and you can really dig in.
Yeah.
Pete, you use these?
Yeah. I mean, I usually make my own these days, but he's been around a long time, and he's a great guy. And if they weren't good, he wouldn't still be here. So yeah, Ken Banks, awesome dude. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, and Matt, show the. You were showing how they're like they have like
So they come. Well, this is not a full info commercial, although he does make great tools. They come very serrated, like a saw blade. And he says you can file them so that they're more raked, like this one here. And I'm going to try that on a couple of them that I have. So, but anyway, I'm sure there's all kinds of tips and tricks that people pick up with these. But I love them because they're really quality right out of the bag. We break a lot of tools using my pumpkins. So
yeah, we do. And just to when he gives that tip to file down the serrated edge a little bit, I think that applies more to clay, because I swear to God, when I use them on pumpkin or any tougher surface, you need a little bit of a sharper tool to really do some scratching in the surface there. So
heck yeah.
I like to wear them down naturally.
Yeah, that's true.
For
clay, I agree. It's for clay, because with clay it's like pain in the neck to dig in too far with the rake. So you want to and you try to smooth it out, and you still got rake lines. So I think the filing down's more for the clay problems.
Yeah, just a subtle. It still does the job, but like you said, doesn't leave the scarring on the surface that is very difficult to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool, really great supporters, and for the second year they've been right. Like we could throw a rock over there and hit them. Yeah,
we could have hit Pete with a rock too, because he was just past Ken's tools. We could have got 2 birds for 1 rock.
Oh yeah, Ken's tool is the best.
Yeah, good guys, good stuff. Thank you so much. So I want to start out, and I want to know more about Pete and his work. How did you get started? Where did you start? Are you formally trained? Are you obviously this is one of your first creations here? Like, where did you start?
Oh yeah, it was pretty early on. Where did I start? My kitchen table, my mom's kitchen table, I think. I stayed there longer than I care to admit too, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, no, I've just begged my mom for a set at like a Monster Makers. Are you guys familiar with Monster Makers?
Of course, the Monster Maker set was the holy grail back in.
Yeah, I had like the book. I wanted like the starter kit, and she's like, "How about I just get you some clay and the book, and we'll see what happens." And then I spent a year and a half sculpting a predator mask, and then yeah, it went pretty good, I guess, except for it took so long. But you know, I was starting, so that's how it works out.
So now, were you the king of art class in high school and whatnot? Were you just the guy?
No, I was just a jerk. Just a big punk. Yeah. No.
Like me. Wait a minute. You're my school?
Yeah. Yeah. He taught me everything I know. Actually, that's how that worked out. No, but yeah, it was a small private school I went to. So, yeah. I mean, it was good. Yeah. It's nice. But what about the pumpkins? I mean, whose idea was that to be like, I'm gonna make a sculpture, only I'm gonna carve it into a pumpkin?
I think that was all me. I'm gonna take all the credit from everybody all over the world.
We've been following Paul since day one.
I'm not sure the history buffs take it all the way back to like biblical times, but the first person I saw do it was Villafane.
Okay, the famous Villafane. Got it.
The famous Ray Villafane. He's the one that really took it to the next level and got attention on it and really propelled this style of subtractive art in the right direction. You know,
yeah.
Who wants to cut triangles and pumpkins? Seriously.
I mean, it's got like sort of a retro cool thing to it, but I see what you're saying.
Nobody wants retro cool. Everybody wants
they do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Besides, I suck at triangles, so I just moved on to the next thing.
Yeah. There you go. That's good.
That's the real answer.
Great job, guys. It's beautiful work that you guys are doing.
Well, we steal from guys like you all the time. The reason we have inspiration is from amazing sculptors like you.
Yeah, and believe me, Mickey's going to be showing some of your stuff, and you get ready to be blown away. And it's no pumpkin. That's for damn sure.
Right. Well, look at that.
Yeah, be better if it was a pumpkin, but
it'd certainly be gone quicker. They don't last very long.
Yeah.
So do
you guys ever?
So I got one more question.
Mold them?
We scan them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I have tried to mold them at my own demise and ruined it because there's gas bubbles, and I wasn't aware that you needed to leave sort of a gas escape hole, if you will. And I didn't want to put two and two together. Thank you, Matt. I usually throw that together. I came out, so I did it with a squash. I siliconed it, and I siliconed like a 3-inch sort of a rim around the base of it I had screwed it to a piece of wood. I walked away for 15 minutes. I came back, and it looks like the squash blew a bubble on the side. It just all caught the gas from inside. Yep. And that's the moment I said, nope, not again.
Okay.
But now I have a scanner, so now I have everything in a computer. I just got to figure out how to get it out of the computer and onto the 3D printer.
Right. Yeah.
Peter, when did you go from like
now?
When did you go from your base or the kitchen counter to getting a sculpture in the museum, or a couple at this year's Monsterpalooza? Because was it just all self-taught, or did you spend a whole lot of time? Do you have a mentor? Talk us through that part. I want to know more.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, just real locally, I just took the sculpture off the kitchen counter and then I brought it to the museum.
That was easy.
Yeah. So that was pretty straightforward. Hey, it's my daughter over there. Anyways, what was the question again? I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, between the picture where you look like you were 10, starting that first thing, and then today, maybe give us a little bit more from like your
right. Yeah. So, basically, I wasted a lot of time, and then I did some sculpting in there at various points during that time period. It's probably 20 years or so.
Okay.
And then, I worked for I did like freelance mask making for a while. As far as tutors or mentors or whatever, when I was really little, I had like an art teacher who taught me like oil painting and stuff. So that was kind of nice to have a little traditional foundation to build off of. And she taught me how to I had a natural inclination for drawing, I guess. So I drew stupid stuff like Terminators and Predators all the time, which is exactly what I still do. Only in clay now. So that's an improvement. Anyways, but she taught me like how to like shade them and make them look a little better and all that stuff. And then she's like, why don't we try some clay? And I was like, okay, let's try some clay. And she's like, well, the first thing you got to do is you got to sculpt the human head. Because if you can do that, you can do anything. So I tried it, and it turned out absolutely terrible. And she said, I guess sculpture's not your thing. So that's...
Wow. You only have one chance at it?
I know, huh?
One and done.
Yeah. One and done. But I was kind of mad about it. I don't know. And then I was like, well, I didn't want to sculpt this stupid head anyway. So let's sculpt a velociraptor. And then and that one turned out better because I was into it.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of went from there. And then eventually I got upset that there weren't good enough Predator masks because I wanted to be the Predator for Halloween. Yeah. They all look kind of lame. No offense, Morris Costumes.
They're watching right now. They're gonna get all the letters, Morris.
Yeah. Oh well. They're never gonna talk to me again. Oh well. So I tried sculpting my own, and that went pretty okay. Like I said, it took me a long time. And then I posted it on the internet back in the days of the HMA, which is a Halloween Mask Association.
Okay.
See, back when I was a kid, when the internet was first starting, there were these things called discussion forums. So we didn't have Facebook, and MySpace hadn't come out yet. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
All still on it.
Yeah.
I am actually. Of course I kept my page.
Yeah, I tried to recover my account, but it was long gone. And then anyways, so I posted on there, and a bunch of people were like, "Nah, you're not 14. You didn't make this." And I was like, "Well, I guess I did a pretty good job then." So I kept at it because of that. Right. And then Jordu Shell helped me learn some stuff, so that was cool of him. He's a good guy. I paid for his class the first time, and then the second time I went to pay him, and he's like, "Nah, you don't need my class. You can come and just hang out here and sculpt with us." I was like, "Awesome, thank you, sir." So,
wow, that must have been a huge boost, a shot of confidence too. I mean, that's
the start of my giant ego and all my problems today.
Thanks Jordan, for all your problems. We do the same thing for all of ours.
Yeah. I like to Never take responsibility for your mistakes. That's one thing.
It's always Jordu's fault.
Right. Not only does Jordu make monsters, he creates a monster.
Exactly.
Egomaniac.
Yeah.
Clearly, egomaniac.
Yeah.
No,
Right. Love you, Jordu.
Great guy.
Yeah.
We actually got to take a tour of his shop just this past week. We drove out and took a look, and we were going to hang out and have lunch, but you know, those sticklers at Monsterpalooza, you got to be in there and set up by a certain time.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed right now.
At them or just or Jordu? I mean, hard to tell.
I think he's still mad at Jordu.
Yeah, no, them, not Jordu. I'm grateful for Jordu. So yeah.
As are we.
Yeah.
It seems to be
and I'm grateful for you guys. You guys are great.
Thanks.
You're just saying that. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, I did say it. Yeah.
The only thing we'll turn you into is a raging alcoholic on Thursdays.
Okay, that works.
We're good at that. We're good at that.
I try to practice moderation, but you know.
Just on Thursdays. Just on Thursdays.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Perfect. Excellent
That's moderation.
stuff.
We keep it to Thursdays, right? Wink, wink.
I like justify it.
Well, I don't want to get into the, all the definitions and stuff. So it's all good.
Who knows?
So you're carving I had to do this on my phone because I couldn't figure out how to get my camera to work. So it's a really tiny picture of you carving what appears to be a
butternut.
Something. A butternut squash. Got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With my ribbon loops.
Excellent. It's got a nose on there. It's got eye sockets.
Yep.
You're well on your way.
I am well on my way to hitting the roadblock of where the hell am I going with this? That's usually what happens. I tend to hold off on which is funny because Matt, I think Matt, you sometimes start with the mouth, don't you?
I am right now.
Yeah, it's so funny. Matt and I's styles are so different. We always find our way to the end, and even though we have the same prompt, they come out so different. That's kind of why that's why we implemented the wheel, was to see how different artists' minds work with the same exact topics.
I'll start with the back of the head sometimes, and then turn it around. Like I did with this one, but it looks pretty much the same. So I turned it around, and now I'm gonna do the mouth.
Yeah, you guys really complement each other. That's why it's such a great show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, guests like you make it a great show as well. So cheers.
Thank you so much.
Nothing without guests like Peter Murphy, who cut us up, so to speak, right, Mickey?
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that I have a former member of Bauhaus on, but instead we have this talented. I have to tell them there's another Peter Murphy that's super talented artist. Another talented artist named Peter Murphy. What do you think about that?
There's only one. Only one Peter Murphy, and the other one sings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I say. Yeah. The craziest part is my middle name's Gabriel, so Peter Gabriel Murphy.
No, it's impossible. Absolutely
no,
impossible.
It's true. I was named after Peter Gabriel, and the Murphy's a coincidence. So.
Oh wow.
I feel like when we were out there was some sort of a sledgehammer joke that came floating through.
Yes.
Yeah, it might have happened. It did. I remember that actually.
It was a good one.
Yeah. It was really good. I felt good about it, and it made me sleep really good that night. Yep. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome. You know what? That's going to make me sleep good tonight. Look at that. So just pass it on the love.
Add Shock the Monkey to the board, to the
that's
wheel.
right.
Oh, we should we should put electrocuted on the board.
Electrocuted monkey.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's because it's a reference to the Milgram's 37 or whatever experiment. Do you know that? It's like an experiment where these scientists got these people together and they're like, okay, if you zap this guy you press this button, it'll zap the guy, and they can't see the guy.
That's right.
And then, but a bunch of people would do it till the guy was dead. Even you got to keep pressing it, even though the guy's saying I'm going to die or whatever. So, and because the authority figure told them to do it, they did it, even though it was obviously not the right thing to do. So.
Wow.
Well, now the show.
So Shock the Monkey, guys.
Yes.
Shock it all. So that fun song is now.
You just ruined it.
Yeah.
Unless
that was the other song. I'm sorry, I mixed that up with something else. Yeah. It's just a song about monkeys and how awesome the 80s were. So.
No, I think
the song where they shock people was "It's Raining Men." I think that's really what that song is actually about.
Oh yeah. I always get those confused.
Torture.
Right. I think you're thinking of "In Your Eyes." I think that was the one about the shocking people one. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Right.
Or I'm afraid to ask what She Blinded Me with Science was all about. Actually,
that's science is code.
That's not Peter
Thomas
Gabriel,
Dolby, but again, there's something behind that, I'm sure.
Is that your other middle name, Thomas Dolby?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Peter Thomas Dolby Gabriel Murphy. So. Yeah.
Holy crap! So wait,
yeah,
this guy. Now, when did you make this one, by the way? Because it's a stylized, amazing version. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, now I was going for realistic, exact representation, but stylized is cool too.
Okay. I meant photorealistic. That's what I meant.
Okay. Thank you.
I have written down behind the computer.
I misunderstood. Okay. So this is an interesting one. I think that's my new one. I made one like that, I think 2008. That was it went well for me. I mean, I don't have any mansions or supercars or anything, but it did pretty well. And then I limited it to 25 copies, and I sold all of them. And then people kept asking me about it, so I'm like, oh, I guess maybe I'll sculpt it again. So that's where that one came from. Okay. So,
and how long ago? How long are we talking? Just frame of reference.
I think I did that one in 2018 or 19, something like that.
Okay. And what is it cast out of?
Resin. It's resin.
Oh, wow. How big, scale-wise? Is it 1-to-1?
It's a life size.
Wow.
Yeah, so 1-to-1.
Jesus, that's a good size casting, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of resin.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's not solid.
Sure.
I don't have. I rolled it kind of in my hands. I don't have a roto casting machine, so it's kind of like exercise.
Doesn't say, Pete. That's what the guns are for, You pull out the gun shoulder to do roto casting, and then when you say you're going to make 25 of them, you go, maybe I'll just make 3. This is very heavy.
Yeah, that's that works too. So, but
just as impressive as the sculpting, I love the color palette you choose for a lot of your sculpts. It's it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, are you a paintbrush guy? Are you an airbrush guy? You combine the two? I know there's different camps. So.
I'm mostly paintbrushes, so I try to avoid airbrushes at all costs. Every once in a while, I'll use one. So I was at an effects shop, and I just wanted to fit in and be cool like the other guys, so I used an airbrush. But if it's just me and nobody cares what I'm doing, I'm never going to grab an airbrush unless I really have to. So.
Amen. I tend to agree with you. I've never really had any good moments where I say, there's my aha moment. Like I can use an airbrush, but I know if I grab a paintbrush and enough water and every little trick in the book to kind of dilute and smooth and everything like that, I'm so much more comfortable. So I'm on team paintbrush.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I got another one on board because usually everybody thinks I'm nuts. So.
Well, that's not because of the paint, but
that's
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they turn out okay, but that's how I do pretty much everything. So,
well, it's working, man. It's amazing stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, I do a lot of this action where where's the lens? Okay, where you flick it like that.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes I do a little dab. I go like this. I stab at it.
Yeah.
And then I get the little brushes and I go in, like details or whatever.
Yeah, the eyes are fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I like the paintbrushes because with the airbrush, if you want to do a gradient, you can do a gradient. If you want to do a line, you got to get in real close and do a line. Yeah. With a paintbrush, you can just put the tip the brush on the edge, and it makes a line and a gradient at the same time. And you go like this, and then boom, you've got it. You got the hard edge and the gradient all in one stroke, basically. You can't really do that with an airbrush. A lot of people don't think about that, but
what age were you when you said, "All right, art's going to be my life"? Was there a moment where you said, "This is all I want to do"?
Oh yeah, I have that moment every day. I wake up and I say, what did I do with my life? And then I think, oh, what else could I do? And then I go down the line, and then I'm like, I can't do that because I'm not smart. I can't do that because I don't have the skills. I'm too old for that. And then that costs too much money to learn. And then I realize, the only thing I can do is art. So I just keep doing it.
Are you reading my journal?
Yeah. That's pretty much what I do every day.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
With the exception of it doesn't ever end up being art. It's like, I guess I just do whatever you know how to do.
Well, my response to that is, what is art? What is art, essentially? Come on.
Yeah. Is that a rhetorical question, or
it's a rhetorical question for centuries.
This is not part of the show. You don't have to answer that.
Not part of the show.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
we're off the record right now, but you feel free to, if you have a thought on this, I would love to hear it.
Well, it depends on the kind of art too, doesn't it? We've heard that before. If you're a fine artist, then it's only art if some shithead in New York with the connections downtown thinks it's cool. Otherwise, it's just a painting.
Yes.
So, but stuff like this is art. This is from concept all the way through complete creation is created by someone's hands, and it's from their mind, and you don't need somebody that just because they like a different zombie movie, it's not cool to them.
Johnny Pearson, I'm sorry to hear that. I can't believe that at all.
Don't worry, you guys can still do it,
Oh, Johnny, how dare you? No, it's two different camps. And a lot of guys can do both, right? Like some people are just masters of paint. I'm so much more comfortable like you with a paintbrush in my hand.
Fuller's all art, all paint. Airbrush, Mr. Fuller.
Yeah.
No, he does a little bit of painting. How else does he do his mascara? I hope he's still watching. I kid. I love that.
It continues.
We're gonna get.
You noticed that too? Is that a new thing? Because I didn't. Yeah.
We're gonna get even more hate mail. Holy crap!
Yeah. Now he's gonna. Hopefully he doesn't, post any pictures from my emo face because of that comment.
Black eyeliner.
Yeah.
Wait, so tell me about this sculpt though, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. So tell me about what was the. Tell me, it's remarkable. So is this something you've cast and made multiple copies? And if you did, how in the hell does one cast that? I have no idea, but.
Oh, it's a 2-part mold. It's got a seam right down the middle, so lengthwise, so through his nose, basically.
Wow. Huh.
And the teeth are separate, so I just plug those in afterwards.
Okay. Now, what are the teeth acrylic too? Like are they cast too separate or a clay?
Yeah, they're cast separate. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. A lot of people would use dental acrylic or maybe like urethane resin. And I just use whatever I have resin, and that was I had some surfboard resin, which was kind of clear, so I threw some white stuff in there. It was marble dust, I think. Yeah, I threw marble dust in there for the teeth. It worked, I think. So
yeah.
I don't know if you guys just saw that, but Jonathan Fuller said 80% brush, 20%. Wow,
see that?
That's crazy.
The Sean Fuller project is here.
Oh, the project. Yeah. I used to like them as a band when I was a kid.
Yeah, the Sean Fuller project. Yeah, they were great.
Yeah,
a couple big hits.
Yeah,
80% brush though. See that? He's a club member as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if I start painting something, I will be 80% brush too, just like him.
Yep. He's 80% brush and called me out instantly for closing the eye on the Cyclops because painting a circle can bite me. That is the toughest thing. Oh my God. That is like intensely. That's so bad. I hate painting circles and triangles. That's why I carve.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a shape guy, you know, straight lines, can't do any of it.
Yeah. That's the great thing about monsters is you just keep making curvy stuff until it looks like something, and you're like, oh yeah, that's it. That's what I meant to do.
That's what I wanted.
That's what I was going.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Yeah, as they say, there's no straight lines in nature, so there you go.
Right.
So you don't
Or
have to do a straight line. Yep. Or
horizon.
Imaginary animals don't
horizon?
have straight lines. Yeah, imaginary things don't have straight lines either. So we're good.
Yep. Even the horizon's curved.
I didn't hear any of that.
Good. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Wasn't that funny?
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
We try to keep the funny stuff, for stuff you can hear.
Holy Moses.
Got it.
You really stepped it up a notch on this one. By God.
Oh yeah, you guys like that one?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Do you like that one?
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I like it. I mean, it is for sale, everybody. Just letting you know.
There you go.
It is available. I haven't found any. Nobody's realized that yet. So we'll.
What are we talking about the size on this?
Oh, it's in my car, but it would be a little awkward for me to go run away and grab it. It's
smaller than a car.
It's mask sized. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Except you can't see out of it.
You make a lot of the stuff I've ever seen you do. It's all like 1-to-1, right? Is that do you like to do, because the stuff you had in the museum, which I know we'll get to, is just epic because it is so big and so I mean, like, and you go around, you see some other folks and they make little tiny versions, and when you see it online, it's hard to tell what you're looking at. But when you see yours, these are all 1-to-1, which is a tremendous amount of work, but it also is just it anyway. Impressive.
Well, I don't know if you noticed these Coke bottles attached to my face. That might be part of the reason for that. I can't. My left eye is really bad. My right eye is okay. So doing tiny stuff, I can do it if I have to, but it's not my favorite. It kind of stresses me out. I'm like stressed out the whole time I'm doing it. So.
Okay. Okay.
I like doing big stuff because I can easily see what I'm doing, and it's nice. But to potential people that want to hire me for stuff, I will gladly sculpt your miniatures. Thank you.
Sure. Of course. Miniatures are your favorite to them.
Suffer for the art.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your process, do you start with, like, you have a concept? Do you start with a drawing, and then grab some clay in a form and go after that, or what do you start with typically?
It depends if I want to finish it or not. So if I like this one that's up on the screen, I think I was just kind of bored and I had some free time, so I just started throwing some clay on a bust, and that's kind of what happened. I had like a vague idea in my head because I have other drawings that are kind of similar ideas to this. For like, I have a lot of like ideas for like movies and all that kind of stuff, but this guy kind of falls into the concept for some of those. But yeah, I don't know. I like drawing them and then creating it, but if I do a drawing first, I'm really particular about it, and I'm like, I got to get it exactly how I want it. Whereas with like this one, I was just like, I'm just going to make it look cool, and we'll see. That was my goal, was just make it look cool. So if I'm doing it to a sketch, I'm kind of anal about it, I guess.
Yeah, I almost feel the same way too. If I get too involved with one medium, then transferring it to the next medium is just like that much more pressure. It's almost, it has to keep evolving, right? I mean, some people can. I know I can't. If I was to make a maquette and then try to blow it up to 1-to-1 size, I would have to say the little one becomes like the cousin of the big one because they're gonna look nothing alike.
Yeah.
So it just keeps changing and evolving.
Right.
Do you do anything in ZBrush? Do you ever sculpt that way to start it out?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of it's difficult for me to talk about because I kind of don't like it. And I know that a lot of people love it. I really hate it. Actually, I'm going to just keep getting stronger with my opinions about this.
He really is. You're getting all worked up. He's like short of breath and everything.
This is the perfect place. It's on the record.
I'm going to learn how to love it because I feel like that, you know, I don't know. Part of me sees like a lot of people say, oh, yeah, it's the future, you know, but then I'm like, there's like 9 million people doing that right now. So how is that? And basically, if I start doing that, I'm up against like 9 million competitors. Or if I just keep doing what I'm doing, still like relatively not as many people doing it. So, I mean, does that make sense? I mean, maybe that seems like I just don't want a challenge, but
no, not at all. Because, like you said, it's saturated with it can be a tool in your toolbox, right? It could be something you learn, or you can just stay away from it and focus on collectible. Because at the end of the day, most of it is for collectibles, right? So people become a fan of yours and they want to buy your work made by your hands.
Yeah. Right.
So I can see the benefit, but it's just a tool in your box. That's all. It's just a feather in your cap.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like I can do it, and like when I actually get into it and I start doing it, I'm enjoying it. But like I'm never gonna, like if I have a choice, I'm never gonna open ZBrush. Does that make sense?
Start with it. Yeah.
You know,
why open ZBrush and make something when you can do this? I mean, and I think this may have been. I mean, if you look at this and you know exactly who you're looking at, it from a portrait perspective. Have you ever like carved? I'm always carving. Have you ever sculpted anybody as a portrait, like as a commission? Like hey, I need my neighbor wants his grandma in a portrait, because you can. It's spot on. It's like absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've done a little bit of that with varying degrees of success, but yeah.
Okay. Now, did you take this bust here and bring it to your art teacher and smack them off the head with it? The one that said
she's a great lady. She was awesome. So she was just all she had to go on was the thing in front of her at the time. And based on that, I don't disagree with her assessment. So she just didn't realize how stubborn I was. So.
But that's also a tactic within
challenge you
too. Is the best way that you can motivate an artist is to tell them they can't do something.
Yeah.
And I don't think that she was trying to do that overtly, but I think that there is a motivator. Just like when you how is this, and you go it's like really either when you're an artist that fires you up. So
yeah, it does a little bit, yeah.
So that's a true test of if you're an artist or not. I feel it's like if you're not, you're just like, oh, I'll go do something else. I'll go play video games.
Yeah.
So we'll let you determine if that teacher had that kind of foresight or not. But I'm gonna say,
yeah. So no, she's a very sweet lady, and I think she's in New Mexico now. So. If you're looking for art classes, I think she's retired though, so she's probably not doing that anymore.
Well, but you can talk her into it. I'm sure she's bored in Mexico.
Yeah.
Do you think she shows up to like elementary schools and just goes, "That's shit.
That's claps up their work."
Just for fun.
I've seen better in California, but not much.
Seen better second grade out of first graders.
Yeah, no, she was always very complimentary about everything else, so it was good. And then once I did the Velociraptor, she changed her tune, so it was all good.
Yeah.
All right, we're just looking out for you, Pete. That's all. We're just looking out for you.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
This is outstanding.
You don't need
one of my favorite pieces in the museum, actually.
Absolutely. I took like 3 or 4 pictures of this. I paused on it before I even knew you, Peter. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what happens when I don't have any work. So I had this idea for years and years to do this, and then I was calling around. I'm like, you got work, and nobody had any work for me. So I'm like, well, let me. I'll just spend a month, and I'll get this done, and then I can, do the checkbox or whatever. Then it ended up taking me 2.5 months. So, yeah.
I'd say it was time well spent though, because it's immaculate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I had a lot riding on that, because if it didn't sell, I'm pretty sure everybody in my life was ready to, drop me up, pick me up, throw me over a cliff or something. So,
well, I'm glad to hear it sell. Now, is this something that'll be a one of one, or is this gonna be a collectible series from you?
It's a limited edition of 10 copies. So plus like an artist copy and artist proof or whatever. So really 12, but yeah, 10. I'll make 10 of them. So
wow. So much going on now. Call me ignorant. Did you sculpt the gun as well?
I did not sculpt the gun, but I did sculpt. I sculpted the skull though, the endo skull.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the gun was from a guy, Chad Trawick. That's a pretty cool name, right? He 3D modeled it, and then he sells them on Etsy and stuff like that. And so I ordered it off at Etsy. Then I took it, and there's some stuff that I felt was inaccurate. And I kind of modified it a little bit, and then spent way too much time on it, and then I got it to where I was happy with it. So.
I mean, it adds to the piece, but it certainly takes a backseat to just being up close. And Matt and Mick, you can back me up on this.
Oh yeah,
I got really, really close to this thing because it's like, Jesus, every little detail is spot on. It was money. So
thank you.
So now I'm depressed. Thank you for being so.
But if you look at the sides, if you look at the way the metal, quote unquote metal, is bright. I mean, everything says Terminator and Alien. I mean, it's hard to even put words to it because I ain't that smart. But when it comes to like how that, the interpretation, like when people it was a buzz around it because they're like, oh yeah, and you could just tell people were digging the whole concept of it. So that was something that I'm glad you're a big Terminator fan because you clearly love the movie, but also these characters. Anyway. You can tell you're passionate about it.
Yeah, Terminator 2 was my favorite movie growing up until I saw Predator, and then my favorite movie was Predator. And then now that I'm older and I don't care about anything anymore, I like Terminator 2. I like Terminator 2 better again. But yeah, so
you went back.
Yeah. I like Terminator 1 as well. There's a special place in my heart for T2 because when I was 6, maybe in questionable parenting, I don't know. My dad took me to see that in the theaters, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing in the world." And after that, all I wanted to do was make a knockoff of Terminator. That was my goal in life. Here we are, making knockoffs.
Some people just want to see the movie again. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did that a lot of times too. So
yeah.
So this is something that we ask a lot now. We ask about the eyes and did you punch the hair? So did you
the human eye is Fourth Seal Studios. Mm-hmm. So and actually on the copies that I'm selling, it actually has a better eye than that one because I had a custom eye made for those ones. This one has like one of their stock eyes. It looks great, but the limited edition ones are going to be even better. And yeah, I punched the hair on this copy. So, and I'm having a friend of mine do the hair on the other ones.
Yeah. How long does that take, by the way? Because I heard that's like the most tedious part of life.
Yeah, for life, for sure. And I think it took me like 4 days or something like that. So I don't know. But she's way faster than I am. So I was there. I actually handed her over the first one this morning, and she was well on her way when I left, which was like an hour after I handed it to her. And I'm like, well, it would have taken me like 5 hours, which you just did right there. So yeah.
Wow.
I think people like that, like people who are into taxidermy, and there's people who are into hair punching, and there's like
she does taxidermy too. So yeah, her name is Alice Ryan. So if you look her up,
shout out to Alice.
She's fantastic. So yeah,
I just am in awe of people like that can just like take something that is, you know, on its face pretty tedious and just enjoy it and do really, really fast, beautiful work at it. It would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I was about crazy by the end of it when I did this one. So, and look at I lost it completely.
Now you're back to being sane.
It's debatable. But yeah, there's frustrating stuff. I don't want to bore everybody out there, but like the eyelashes, for example, I punched them all in and then it like curled them with like a little soldering iron. They have ones that are actually for this, but they're like $300. So I'm like, I'm just going to use a soldering iron. And then I curled all the eyelashes. I set it down, and then I came back the next morning, and because I was working out of a tent, I made this in a tent. I think I told you guys that. I came back the next morning, and the moisture in the air had straightened everything out again. And I was just like, screw it. It looks fine. So, that was for Trick or Treat Studios. Master Mabry gave me that one. So I did it. I sent him a bunch of sketches, like mask designs that I had. Oh, there it is. And he's like, yeah, I want to do that one. And then I started sculpting it and did something kind of similar to the drawing, I guess. And he let me get away with it, so I'm happy. And everybody should buy that on trickortreatstudios.com. Everybody, even if you don't want it, you gotta buy it, because if you don't, they might not let me sculpt any more masks. They didn't tell me that. I'm afraid that that's what's gonna happen. So
you heard the man. Get out and buy it.
My children and my livelihood depends on you buying derby hat zombies.
No, so now when you do a mask for Trick or Treat, are you responsible for the molding and everything? And how does that work?
Yeah. So they want a master copy and a painted copy. So a paint master. So I have to send them like a rubber mask and a painted rubber mask.
So you really just, there's no molding involved, right? I mean,
you
obviously
mold it to get the,
but they remold it.
They remold it, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
That's outstanding.
Yes.
And I'd imagine as a monster maker, right? Talk about checking a box, right? You know, we've talked to several guys that's if you have a mask in the Trick or Treat line, that's a pretty big thing. Because I own a bunch of them, and I love that they give credit to the artist on all of them too.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of people don't do that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Justin seems like a great guy.
Oh, he's an amazing guy. Yeah, I love him. He's an amazing artist too. You should get. I don't know if you guys have had him on yet, but
I've been trying. Justin knows I'm chasing him. He's a busy guy though. I'll get him. He dropped just at the right time. We'll get him back. He'll log back in.
Yeah.
But that's a great. Yeah. Don't go past that. I want to know. First of all, there's no way you're seeing out of that mask.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, he's back.
What happened. Yeah.
I think Justin was controlling your feed, and you were about to say something about him. So
yeah.
I'll show him.
Yeah. Right. Where were we? Oh, there's this guy. Yeah, we talked about that already, though.
We were just getting to this one. What in the world?
Man, that's scary. I'm super freaked out right now, guys.
Yeah, we are too. I wonder if
you can't see out of this, obviously.
No, I can't. I've never worn it though, so I can't confirm that.
This reminds me of COVID. This is how I looked when I had COVID.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about that.
It's like a human-sized booger.
Yeah.
Creepy as hell.
No, that was for a commercial for Uber Eats. So, all
That's the last thing I
Studio
want to do
Gillis.
after listening to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you don't
really?
want to order Uber Eats after that. I don't know what they were thinking, but that's not my. I don't get to decide what I make. I just make what I'm told.
What was
Most
the
of the time.
concept behind it? What's the idea going into that?
They wanted to do something where, like, you know, they're kind of trying to sell pizzas, right? And they say, well, if you want to eat pizza, you want to look like a pizza afterwards. And so you are what you eat, you know. I think they were going something with that.
Oh, there we go. The old adage.
Well, mission accomplished.
Thank you. Yeah. No, it was like I don't know. Actually, if you can find it on YouTube, and it's actually just a bunch of people are really mad at this ad because they there's a bunch of like hidden things in the ad, and if you find them, you got like free points for Uber Eats or something. I don't know. And they like all of the rewards were found within like 30 minutes of them uploading it. So like 90% of the comments are just people complaining about how all the rewards were gone already. I didn't really understand. It was actually the guy that directed Prey. He directed the commercial.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah, and I did this for Studio Gillis, which is Alec Gillis's effects company. So, because Studio 80i, I don't know if you're familiar with it. They did like Alien 3, Alien vs. Predator, that kind of stuff. They dissolved, and now it's just Alec, and it's called Studio Gillis. And this was like their first job that they got. Okay. So,
wow, and then you were fantastic.
It did. I was the last sculptor for 80i and the first one for Studio Gillis, so I'm very honored.
Oh, very cool.
For that. Yeah. I'm not responsible for them going out of business now.
You were just on for the ride. That's, you know.
Yeah. Or maybe I don't know. They didn't tell me. No, I think it was like it's like a haunted. The idea was that if you don't give candy to the trick-or-treaters, then these guys come and they get you. So you got to make sure you don't run out of candy. That was the premise of the ad. I don't know. You can watch it. It's called Don't Run Out. That's the Uber Eats Don't Run Out. So
so go check that out. I'll be checking it out.
Yeah.
So
It's got Keke Palmer in it, which I think she's famous, but I don't really follow that stuff anymore.
So the punishment for giving out something free and being generous is to turn into this.
No, if you run out. So if you run out of candy, then they come and get you.
If you make the mistake of running out.
Yes.
Got it.
So you have to not make sure. So you have to. Uber Eats would bring you candy on Halloween in case you ran out. So it was kind of their like thing, like just so you know, Uber Eats is gonna come and bring you candy if you need it. So
got it.
So you don't have to leave. Yeah. Something like that. I love Uber Eats.
I'm amazed
and
that
I love
this didn't
this
work.
Yeah.
That's the best. Yeah. We all love them.
I have to say nice things. So
I understand 100%.
Yeah.
I've also been on the other end where they make the artist the scapegoat of all this.
Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah, it's my bad. Yeah. I should have hid those rewards better. So I'm sorry, everybody.
Yes.
You knew they were the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. Made it too easy. There's a ghost. That was the ghost mask. I also did a skull, but they decided that they didn't want it, so they had me do this instead. So.
This is from the movie Ghost?
No. No, it's from the same commercial. It's also in the commercial. So it like pulls that mask off, and then that other no face thing is underneath.
Under it?
So,
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't think they had to see through the mask because it was like a 2-second shot. They just kind of like,
one after the other. Okay.
Yeah.
One can only assume.
Yeah, they didn't have to breathe either. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah. No, they
30
could have slit in it, so they.
30-second shots. They can breathe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hold your breath. Come on. It's for the art.
That's how I would do it, but I'm not a professional, so.
You're definitely a professional monster maker. That is.
Oh right, I meant not a professional commercial guy.
Breath holder.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So
Yeah.
good.
What's this
Oh
from?
wow, yeah, it's just from the old horror dome days. So I would get really unique prompts like, can we make like a cyborg? It's like a human with this. Had nothing to do with any other famous movies or anything. It's just a cyborg, guys.
Like, can you make a
No
bummed
big
out?
deal. I'll always like no big deal. Just a cyborg. Just a badass cyborg.
This is based off of Bernini's David, the human part of it. So it's a famous. I kind of knocked off a famous sculpture for that, and I turned it into a mask.
But once it becomes a cyborg, then it's anybody's
Yeah.
game.
All bets are off. You're good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bernini's the best.
And we don't use him ourselves because he doesn't lend himself to pumpkins.
Not yet.
Who doesn't?
Someday, right? He could.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm trying to be funny. It's not landing. Jesus.
Yeah. No, it was great. I loved it. I didn't get it, but I liked it anyway.
See what I mean? Yeah, it didn't land.
Johnny's a Bernini fan.
I guess that's one redeeming thing. That's good. That's the guy that didn't like airbrush. I mean, that didn't like paintbrushes, right?
Right. That's
No, I
him.
love you, Johnny. I love you, Johnny Pearson.
He's the best.
You're
He's
the
back.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
Back in good graces. That was easy.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
easy.
Bernini makes up for it. So excellent. Yeah. Wow. Pumpkins, guys. You guys do some crazy stuff with those pumpkins.
Yeah, those are-
Incredible.
We scrape away at him.
I can't believe it. Like, what? Like, so one day you woke up and you're like, or like, is this like a childhood dream? Like, you were just like looking up to the great pumpkin carvers of history, and you're like, one day I can be like Ray Villafane. And is that what happened?
Pretty
Or
much,
are you
but
old? Yeah.
well, I'm a very
Or did-
immature. I was a very immature adult, so it was like I was a child. But yeah, I saw Ray
Yeah.
do it, whatever, 15 years ago now, and
Yeah.
I'm a big Halloween guy. We're all big Halloween
Nice.
guys. Right? You like monsters, you like Halloween. So I used to do a lot of clay. Never sculpted a mask or anything, but would do sculptures, and it was just for my own enjoyment. And then once I had kids, it was like you really wanted to spruce up outside. You're gonna take a trick or treat, and you want to come back to the cool house. So I would carve pumpkins on the porch. Carved a
Amazing.
couple years go by, and then like you were saying, when the social media started catching up, I just threw a couple on Facebook just to friends and family, and it kind of just got out there and found its way to somebody that did a like a jack-o'-lantern installation, and they needed live carvers, and there was only like John Neal and Sue Beatrice and Ray Villafane and a handful of other people doing it at these live events. So they were looking for some new people,
Cool.
and I just happened to get lucky.
Yeah. Super fast too. I mean, that I would mold that already, what you got right there. So
I'll send it to you. I'll send you this, and when you get it, it'll be mold, and you can mold it.
That sounds great.
No,
Get right on
when
it.
I do finish this, hopefully I can get a lot more. I'll get a lot more done as far as detail. This is just rough sketching, but I'll scan it, and I'll scan it as carefully as possible, and because it is a lot of small stuff to get up and under, and it takes a couple of tries. But then I'll catalog it, and like I said, once I figure out how to use that printer and the interface to get them to the printer, which is coming soon, then I'm going to start making. I think I'm going to start with magnets for the fridge. Like good size, big, beefy magnet. But so that and it doesn't have to be a magnet, just magnetic. You can put it on any surface, right?
Right.
And
You guys are great.
Oh, we dropped again.
Dope.
He just said you guys are great, and then dropped out.
He always drops out in the middle of a compliment.
Yeah,
that's too much of a coincidence.
There he is.
Pete, you always drop in the middle of a compliment.
Yeah, I was telling you how great your expressions are. You guys really capture a lot of emotion and energy with the forms and stuff. I'm really impressed with that.
Thank you very much. I like to give credit to the squash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, those are great.
Yeah,
awesome. Beautiful.
This guy's coming along as well, pretty blocky. Not Paul, you're flooring it today. I'm still in the early stages, but
if I could just back up for a minute, where we just came back from Monsterpalooza and we haven't even gotten a chance to. I mean, we have kind of touched on. I mean, that's how we met Pete. It was there. It was like, we got to meet the guy that did this friggin' sculpture. He's amazing, and he was hilarious, and he likes John Fuller, so that made it even more funny. So it was just this great. Right off the bat, we knew he was cut from the same cloth. I have to say that Matt carved his ass off at Monsterpalooza. For every one that I did, I think he did 70. That's what it felt like. Every time I turned around, he had one finished, and it was a great sculpt, and it had lots of wrinkles. And I think it's the big hands. You know what I mean? I think he has the hands. It's like a bunch of bananas. He can just carve faster than me.
Wow. Are those like carving tools on the end of your fingertips? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's how it goes so fast. I put each one of
his fingernails grow long, and he just puts little rakes in them, and he just like a little.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So
take your time.
Put it on the list. Put it on the list. It'll happen.
Well, thank you, Paul. I tell you that Monsterpalooza flew by for me. It was like all the anticipation that took. You know, I'm sure, Pete, when you talk about like everything you had to do to get into to get your pieces done for the museum, like all the anticipation and work that went up to it, and then you're there, and it's like, oh, we have 3 days, baby, and next thing you know, it's like, well, that was fun. See you guys. See you next year. It's like it went by like a flash. It was pretty fast.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. What did I
say? And it was great. You see so many people that you met last year too, which was great catching up with them, and then you see the new people.
Yeah.
There he is. He's back.
I don't know why that keeps happening. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Don't worry about it.
It's not my.
It's letting you right back in. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I think
thank you.
So yeah, we were talking about how time goes by so fast when you're out there. I mean, especially you knowing a lot of people out there. You're also playing catch up with people you haven't seen in a while, so that must be fun.
Right. Yeah, it was fun. My legs were also tired at the end because I didn't have a chair at my booth because mine was in the museum. So.
Oh wow.
So I was wandering around aimlessly trying to keep myself entertained by being an insane person. So
it's entertaining, and not to mention the fact that it takes. Would anybody disagree that it takes at least 3 hours to see everything if you make good time, right? Otherwise, you need 2 days to really take it all in.
Yeah.
I was there for 3 days and saw maybe 35% of it.
Yeah.
We were in the booth. We were in the booth so much. Saturday for like a lifetime. 3 days would have killed me.
Pete, was there somebody at Monsterpalooza that you hadn't seen before that you really wanted to see, like a sculptor or an artist or piece of work?
Well, there's like that Spider Zero guy. He had some stuff there, which is cool. I always like his pieces. So.
Simon Lee,
Simon Lee,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, he's really great. I went over to his table and I was going to talk to him, but then he looked kind of depressed, and I thought, well, I'll probably just make him more depressed. So I just left him alone.
I think, you know what's funny is I think that's just how Simon looks. He's very straight down the middle kind of guy. We got him to laugh once last year. Remember, Matt?
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
We did. So we were like, okay, he does smile. He doesn't hate our guts.
Yeah. But
no, what a super talented guy. I actually stopped him from trying to pass our booth last year. That was the only way I thought I could meet him, because he stopped by and took a look at the squash, and then he went to go walk, and I just got in his way and did one of these. I'm like, Hi, Simon. I'm Paul. Nice to meet you.
Paul did a nice open field tackle on him. It was
it was like he stormed the field, and I had to take care of business.
Excellent. Yeah, normally I love harassing people, but I just didn't have it in me for him. So. But it was,
again, poor guy. Well, now it's going to have to happen. We're going to have him back on.
Yes,
we'll have to have him back on with
when you drop. Yeah, the gods want you back on. That's all it is.
That's what it means. The gods want you back on, Pete.
Exactly.
Oh, I made it. I made it back. We were talking about
harassing people.
Yeah, harassing people. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm great at that.
Checkbox. Yeah, I got that one down.
All right, that's good.
We're talking about the technology of 2023. How awesome it is.
Yeah, so good. I think. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm outside, so
yes,
I think I'm maybe just like a little bit out. Like I'm still pretty close to the router, but maybe it's maybe there's a tree in the way or something. I don't know.
By the way, if we're blaming trees for bad internet, we are doomed as a society going forward.
Yeah. I think we're doomed anyway.
That's something an AI bot communicator named Mick.
Yeah. So,
that's right.
Peter, how did you meet Jonathan Fuller, or Big J? We call him, or no, we don't call him that at all.
Well, we both went on the same forums, like the Monster Lab and the Effects Lab and the HMA, which I wish were still around. I'm not really into this whole new internet thing. No, he happened to live in San Diego, so being before parents realized that meeting strangers on the internet was a bad idea. My mom, I think, took me to go meet him. I was still a teenager or whatever. It was cool. He was nothing. He was a good guy. So yeah, we started hanging out and sculpting together and stuff. So
that's awesome. Okay. Very
cool. He's a
cool
dude.
A good guy.
Yeah,
he is a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're thankful he watches.
You never have to wonder what he thinks about anything.
So.
No, not at all. You got to wonder why he thinks that way. He says your connection is in Zimbabwe. That's what John says.
That's yeah. What
the background looks like a giraffe
to get back home.
It looks like a zebra could walk by and you back. Oh, and there he goes again.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to miss Christian.
Hey, Christian.
Hey.
He'll be back.
Seeing you there this year, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yard House said hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, back, guys, again. I don't know. I wish I could fix everything, but I can't.
Yeah,
so
you know what? We'll put up with it for another 10 minutes, but Christian,
but you're getting right back in. That's the crazy thing. You're getting back in with a good connection.
Oh, hey, Christian Hansen. Good to see you on YouTube. He is awesome.
Yeah. He is. He's great.
He's an amazing sculptor and amazing guy. And he's doing like important stuff with his art now instead of making he's helping like children that need. I don't even understand what he does. Stuff for like hospitals and stuff. So
he's basically a doctor now.
He's saving lives.
Yeah, he's pretty much. Yeah,
Dr. Hansen.
And you know that he's a respectable guy because no hospital doctor would ever trust me with anything. So
that's not true. You don't know that. And then they'd see your catalog and they'd say, "Yeah, no, he's not coming in the hospital."
Yeah, well,
some people check his pockets for organs. Creative Latex Old School Crew reunion. Nice.
Oh yeah, carving away. You guys are doing it. I don't know how you carve and talk at the same time. It's fantastic.
That's the carving. It's all smoke and mirrors, pretty much.
Yeah. So the shots of the hands and the pumpkin, those are pre-recorded.
Obviously. So
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not even wearing the same hands. Like,
Oh, right. Yeah, I can tell. It doesn't match with your. You
These
can
are like-
see with the little thumbnail that your arms aren't even moving, so it's obviously fake.
yep.
It's a conspiracy. Yeah, that guy. That's a scary clown mask. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah.
Yes.
I see that. It kind of looks like one of those scary clown masks I've been reading about.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard about those.
So was this also for a commission, or was one of the studios, or
Yeah, it's for like one of those like a startup mask studio in Mexico, I think. So
Okay.
I was supposed to get royalties on that, but they never showed up. So I haven't.
Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should take a road trip.
Yeah.
I wonder if the one mask that made it across the border stuff with 30 kilos of cocaine that you were supposed to get residuals from.
Oh, maybe that was it. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
If it got past border patrol, you would have been swimming in the dough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they do it in Mexico though. Like here, it's like quarterly, but maybe in Mexico, it's like every 4 years. So there's still time. I don't know.
Any minute you'll get your big check.
On Mexico, I think.
I'd start pacing the floor right now. You're about to get the check.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait.
I would start spending the money, honestly.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. That's the way to go. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
John has a business plan for you.
Yeah. If you have the mold, make some. Get your money. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think I have it, but I'll check. I'll double check. So.
Send them a letter that says, "I'd like my mask back, please."
Por favor. You gotta say at the end, por favor.
Yeah. Mañana. I want it mañana.
They won't respond unless you have it in their language.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
right here.
No, but Trick or Treat's good about it. They're a reputable company, so if you can buy several hundred copies of any of the Lord of the Rings, or I did the Karloff masks. Those I will.
Nice.
I'll appreciate it. Yeah, I'll get a little something for that. So
Something in the mailbox. I like that. Okay.
yeah. So if you want to help out a not so young artist.
Starving artist. Starving. Look at that. And let's all chip in for the internet. I needed that at one time.
Every time he comes back, it's like, ew.
You know, I think your AOL disk just ran out. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are some downsides to being a Luddite, but mostly it's good. So.
I don't know. That looks like a pretty nice background and area that you're in right there. So I don't even think I'd want internet.
Yeah, I thank my father-in-law for that. So it's graciously provided by him. So it's not mine. I don't own it. Yeah.
Where you're sitting right now is yours. That belongs to you.
All that matters.
Okay.
Your background is your background.
I appreciate you and saying that. Yeah.
Damn it. Tell him I said so too. Have him call me.
Oh, that Gilman was sculpted by Jeremy Bohr. I think that's how you say it. It's Bohr.
Oh,
I've never had to say it out loud before, so.
That's for months.
But I've known about him. Yeah, but he made a replica of it. I painted it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Shit. Yeah. And that's all with brushes.
Yeah, all with brushes. Good night, Lorette. Is that? Do you know her, Paul?
That's me, Ma. My Ma's my biggest fan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Don't tell my wife. Don't tell my wife. Don't tell me.
Sorry, sorry.
Your mom's always your biggest fan, right? I think that's across the board.
Yeah. Sorry, Peter, I couldn't keep her entertained the whole time.
Yeah, she had to go a little early.
Well, you forget about the time change. You forget about the time change. It's 8:30 here. Geez, where you are, I think it looks like it's like a beautiful 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm just about hungry enough for lunch. That's just beautiful.
Yeah,
making me want like a mango or a cantaloupe.
See you later.
Coming back in 10, 9, 8.
And we're back.
In fairness, he comes back pretty quickly.
He gets right back on. I don't. It's funny how it's glitching. I think his father-in-law is sitting inside, pissing his pants, laughing, just
He's like, I'm just unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Plugging it back in. Your father-in-law is screwing with you. He is so sitting inside watching you squirm when he unplugs the internet.
He keeps unplugging.
I think. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. You're right.
He's like, I saw him leave the house. I'm just gonna sit here in front of the plug, making it happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Azog, the defiler.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, I like him too. After I did it, I realized that there's a whole host of people that don't like the Hobbit movies, but I kind of like that character, so whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people who don't like the Hobbits and bag on it, but that character out of all of the orcs was badass.
Yeah. I like
but there's also people that don't like the Beatles.
Right.
That's
weird. Those people, they're very reasonable folk.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
I think they were the same ones that rushed into Monsterpalooza giving speeches, with waving the crosses.
Yes.
I don't remember
those people.
Oh, wait, that happened? Wait, that happened?
Yeah, sorry. We'll tell you that story off the air. That'll be on our Patreon. That'll be the extra material.
The after.
Those guys, holy moly. We got some good ones.
Yeah. I didn't even know that part. Well, I guess I was pretty sheltered. I was sitting there drinking, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. I'll tell you that.
What do we got? We got 4 minutes left, Mick. Is that it?
What?
That's it.
Oh, he dropped again. He's consistent with the drop, though. It's like every 2 minutes he drops.
Well, at least we're good there.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at that.
There he is. Look at that. That was a new record for the drop in jumping. The drop and jump.
Yeah.
The step repeat.
I don't remember the prompt, but I can tell that is an angry guy. Or a grumpy guy.
He's a bummed out punk rocker. Thanks, Mick, for the
nice.
on the spot. So he's going to be punk somehow. I have a couple ideas that I don't want to divulge them yet, but I got a couple ideas to make him a punk rocker. Right now, I'll focus on the bummed out part.
Yeah, I'll let the cat out of the bag. He's going to have like those ear things with the earplugs, and then maybe like a little spiky necklace.
I like.
There's got to be facial jewelry, whatever it is.
Facial jewelry. Got to have these guys up here.
Yeah.
The stars in the head, like.
I can make the Vivian stars on the head right here.
Yes. Yes.
There's a name, the Vivian stars.
Yeah, from Young Ones, the British
Young Ones. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Punk rock.
Oh, and if you carve up the stuff in just the right way, you can make it look like a tattoo on his head.
Ooh.
Yes, if you do, I've done. What did I do? I did that. We did a demon one time, and I carved the pentagram, and then instead of hail Satan, it said hail Santa, because it was. I forget what the prompt was, but it couldn't.
Like an evil Christmas thing or something. Yeah, something. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it had. Well, it was demon, but it had to be like confused. Yeah, the confused demon. So it said hail Santa. Like you gotta. Yeah. He was looking up like, what the hell? So. Yeah, Full is doing the countdown. 5, 4, 3, like he's gonna drop. You showed him. You showed John.
Just as we get into something.
Stable connection.
Yeah. So if you want to see more of Pete's work, check out Crazy Claire. And there he goes. Nailed
We'll get him back. We'll get him back in time.
This has been a super roller coaster ride.
Ed, you want to watch it live? Sometimes we get it live.
Yes. Actually, his feed cuts him up. Hey, see it all.
There he is.
Hey guys.
This might be the last time, because we're about to sign off, but I'm just glad you get to jump on back so quick. I mean, usually it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, it's been great, guys. Are we ready to get started?
Ready? 5 minutes.
So where did you start?
Let's start here.
Yes, definitely. Check out Peter's Instagram, and you also have your website, And definitely go and buy masks from here, right?
As long as I made them.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'll buy all of them. Yeah. And yeah, so good stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe. You guys, right? Do you guys say that? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I'd do the nerdy YouTube thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
wow,
Twitch.
That's a lot
TikTok.
of stuff. Man.
Yes. Tell me about
Is
it.
all that happening at the same time?
Yeah.
It's
incredible.
Right? 3 of them.
I don't know how you guys do it. You guys are amazing.
That's Mick. Mick is the technical genius.
It takes a village. It takes a village. We're all in this together. So again, we do this so we have great artists like you, so we can do it and we can just promote this community and get it going. But definitely check out our special guest, Matt, Paul. Any last words before we sign off for this week?
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah,
it was a fantastic journey.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
You too, buddy. And we'll have you on again with a even more stable connection. See that? Look at perfect.
Oh, I was gonna tell him to mix in some dry humor, but
I love him. Man, is he funny? He's such a blast.
Holy crap, the best.
Talented as hell, man. Talented as hell.
We tried, Johnny. Thanks for all your support, brother.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah,
there he is.
Hey,
you have me on again.
Back.
Hey, it's the next show.
Good to be back.
I wanted to say, I want to have you back. Well, we want to have you back when you have a stable connection. We're going to get you to take the challenge. We're going to get you to carve something.
Okay.
Or sculpt something.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the connection. I'll troubleshoot it maybe in a couple years.
It's all good. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next Thursday with another Carvers and Creators. Good night. Take